Dream Warriors. 31 Days of Dread, Day 15. We're doing Little Evil. Uh, the title for this movie is in little caps. It's no caps. It's small caps. Anyway, no caps. Let's just hit that music. Here we are. Okay, so awesome, awesome scenario around this movie. Okay, so look, it's not unknown that I don't own. It's not a secret that I don't own any DVDs. I don't own any like physical media when it comes to movies. Everything I watch is either through Netflix, Amazon Prime, sometimes Hulu, sometimes like YouTube. Even though I really don't like watching movies on YouTube because it's stealing. Everyone knows when you're stealing content. And so it's streaming or nothing. Okay, for me, the reason why I don't own DVDs, this was a revelation I had years ago. Let me drink some of my coffee. Okay, yeah. So I went through this like phase where like everything for me was interior design and decorating and just looking magazine-ish. Like the whole beginning of Fight Club. Like I wanted that lifestyle. I think like it was pretty much achieved and stuff like that for me. And yeah, I really view myself as better off for it. It's nothing about materialistic or physical things. It's about having a perfect place for you to sink your thoughts into. For when you have your own time, you can progress, you can learn, you can figure things out. Because there's a lot in life to figure out, and I think if you don't have like a strong place to hang your hat, it's tough. It makes it so much tougher. So I just viewed the DVDs, like DVD collection, because I went through phases where I had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of VHS tapes, and then hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of DVDs, and then I spent years selling it all. I think all my VHS tapes were sold as one big chunk at the Berlin flea market in New Jersey, in southern New Jersey, maybe for $500 or $600. I just sold them all to this one guy, and actually my father did it because my girlfriend at the time could never wake up on time for anything. So the tapes went to the auction with my parents, and my father just took the first sale, and there was so much more there. But what can you do? That's a lesson learned. Is wake the f up. Yes, a little bit of resentment for me for it. Not really. Is it a good anecdote for another story, another point? Definitely. But yeah, so I just viewed like the DVD collection, the DVD wall, having like a stack. It just is just the ugliest thing. It is ugly. I hate it. I hate when friends of mine have it. I walk into their living rooms and it's DVD. It's like disgusting. It's like, ugh, why not? Why wouldn't you want things to be digital? Anyway, they take up no space and they're there for wherever you want to go, wherever you want to do. It's there. So, Little Evil is an example of the importance of stuff like Netflix now because I think the consumer mindset has shifted. I think everything's streaming, and so I watched this movie. I sat down, watched this movie, had fun, had a heck of a time, and you guys weren't expecting that, right? It's a Netflix original based on the thumbnail. No trailer, no anything. It just looked like a horror movie, and I saw Adam Scott, who cracks me up. I discovered Adam Scott with The Aviator, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. The Martin Scorsese, DiCaprio, Howard Hughes biopic. He plays the press agent in that. Absolutely Tibbly boss. I just love that line. And to me, he's always that guy. And then he got a job with Parks and Recreations, but he He's one of the guys. He cracks me up. His stuff in Step Brothers. What up, faggot? I always love that line when he comes up through the bottom of the treehouse. What up, faggots? He's got the washboard abs. He's just so awesomely belligerent in that movie, which is defined by that line. Like he's just like a blunt, obtuse object. But yeah, so to me, he's always the guy from Aviator. He was in this movie. It was with a little kid, and I just thought I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is like an update on The Omen. Here we go. We're connecting dots here because we just talked about The Omen for The Awakening. So it took me a little bit to catch on to what this movie was. It is well shot, well acted, well directed. It's got all the pillars there. Special effects are great. Music cues are great. This is a well-conceived, constructed, directed movie. This dude, Eli Craig, he can we put him on to greener pastures already? Can he get a movie that everyone's going to watch? Because I think we deserve it. Great director, wonderful filmmaker, and it's a comedy. It's making fun of the Omen tropes. It's making fun of the Omen conventions. So our previous movie, Omen for the Awakening, did it seriously. Did all the Omen conventions seriously. This movie flips it on its head, and it's for the better. Okay, and I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go on too long about this movie. I don't think I'm going to go on too long about what the plot is. But the plot is Adam Scott is a stepfather. His wife kind of just gave birth, and the exposition in this movie is so passive, and it's so that makes it so much good. Like it just makes the comedy resonate. But they're in bed, and she tells them of the satanic ritual, and that's where the kid comes from. But to her, it's just like she blacked out during a party. But anyway, yeah. So we have all the other like all the conventions of the Omen. We have the stairs. We have the child controlling death, like making things happen. We have a stepfather figuring things out, like a step parent, because in the previous movie it was the mother. The mother's the one that figured things out, and she gets killed, and the kid ends up with the father. There's like another baby, which I may have left out during that discussion. But yeah, so like okay, so I'm just thinking of both of these movies composited onto one another, and it just cracks me up. But yeah, so the little evil just captures everything that the Omen's all about and flips it on its head. Has fun with it, and it enjoys itself. It definitely not. It doesn't. It's not a serious movie. But it does have like good filmmaking. It has wonderful special effects and all these other elements that we talk about. And I love it. I love it that it was just on Netflix. I just happened to watch it. I just needed another horror movie. I threw it on, and I figured with Jarvil's Game, which was like another Netflix exclusive. Yeah, like we could do just monitor what's on Netflix at this time of year. We have another Netflix movie coming up too, which is Babysitter. Okay, so we're going to do that, but after this, we're going to do another franchise-breaking movie, maybe our last one, because I kind of wanted to do our next one, which will be 16, for very obvious reasons, because it's on a Omen 4 level to be wonderfully dissected and understood. And yeah, so essentially, Adam Scott plays the father trying to figure things out. He meets a character with exposition. Things get explained to him. He goes on the path of trying to kill the child in like a couple fun ways. And I don't want to spoil any of this movie for you, because I just think it should just be, you guys sit down and soak it in and just have a wonderful time watching this, and just go in with like a free mind. So the third act. So we always hear about filmmakers dissecting and going through the acts of a movie, and we always hear it has a strong first act, has a weak second act, and they never really tell you the acts, and that bothers the heck out of me. How are you describing something to me, and you're giving me details, and you're telling me when it doesn't work, and you're also just talking willy nilly? We and this is weird because we'll accept that. And every time a politician says something about like cutting taxes, and it's like, how are you going to do that? We need to know exactly every single step. They'll take that position for that, but they won't take it for movies. And it's kind of funny because people spend more time studying movies than they do politics, which is because I think politics is just dumb and silly, and I think political commentary is equally dumb and silly, and that's why you have like these outliers, which crystallize political arguments quick and hard because they're easily either amplified, defeated, or proven correct. And we have a select few people that actually do it, that respond to the need for that, and everything else is just noise. And are we in a similar position with film criticism and film study? Yeah, possibly. Yeah. So the third act of this movie is right at he's Adam Scott with his stepson, who's the portal for Satan. They get ice cream, and that's our third act. So the third act for this movie is awesome. We have a monster. We have a giant monster truck. We have Rush music. We have a slow motion garage door opening, and we have a slow motion walk into a satanic ritual like Armageddon, the right stuff type. I think the end of Independence Day when they crash land on Earth. I love walks. I love slow motion walks. Give it to me every movie with a cool music cue. Okay, rock and roll. So we have that. We have something during the satanic ritual in the third act that I very much enjoyed, which was you got to see some of the physical mechanics of what's like the metaphysical part of the ritual. And I know that's contradictory, but you got to see. So a lot of times they do these rituals in these movies, and it's just it's almost like imagination. It's darkness. It's like even Rosemary's Baby. There's so much alluded to, so much left out of that ritual, and it's been that way ever since. And I thought this movie did special effects within the ritual, and even like Satan correcting Adam Scott on, he's like, I gotta save my son, and Satan's like, you're his stepfather, or like the voice of Satan correcting him, and we just have this movie that is also well designed. Like the elements in this movie, it's a $7.5 million movie and is well designed. It has volume. It has there's gravitas to it. Okay, and I deeply just enjoyed this movie because it was mostly just like a straight up surprise. It's a type of surprise that only nowadays Netflix could deliver. Before, you would just go to the movies and you might end up watching a movie. I go into my experience with the original Blade, with Wesley Snipes' Blade, where I talked about this before. I go in there with an African American friend of mine, my buddy Joe. I think he's mixed. He's like Obama. My Obama friend Joe is, and look, I say that jokingly, okay? Because we're making jokes here, okay? Because we're supposed to be entertaining. But yeah, it would be as same as if I said Donald Trump friend, okay? But yeah, and those are the movies he gravitated towards, and I was just being a good friend, and I went to the movies and let him pick out the movie and so on and so forth, and loved it. Got blown away, and we don't do that anymore because movies, it's a pilgrimage to get there. Everything's I view as expensive, and I understand it. I'm not even saying lower if you need that cost of popcorn to stay in business, then do it. And if you're making extra money for your pockets, good for you. It stinks it's that way. Yeah. Would I like it to be different? Correct. But When it comes to Discovery, it's streaming only, and because there's just low investment, and I really think it's one of those things where you can start watching a movie and stop, or you can watch another movie and discover it and be joyful. We've never seen this type of content absorption before. I think it definitely should be documented. Little Evil is one of those highlights, like one of those examples of content discovery when it comes to feature films today. And look, I got a big TV. I got a good sound bar, okay, because you don't have sound systems anymore. I got a good sound bar, and yeah, it's like I'm watching this movie in the theater. That's it. I don't know about the movie going experience as much. I don't know if that has yeah, if that means as much anymore. I really don't. Mark and I saw Baby Driver in some BS RPX theater or some really crap, and whatever. Like it did nothing for me. IMAX really does the three. Sometimes the 3D is cool, but like the reserved seating does nothing. It's nothing, nothing. It's not. It's all a nothing burger. I like seats and the screen, and I like to get there early to get good seats, and I like to have my popcorn mostly eaten by the time the first trailer even runs. I like long sets of trailers before a movie. I like seeing movies late and struggling to stay up, and hoping the movie captures me so I can stay up. So that's what I like about going to the movies. Anything that's not that, sure, I'll watch it at home. Recommend movies or whatever, or even in this situation, give reviews. But Little Evil, this guy, I just want to click here and get the name. He did Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Eli Craig. He's an actor. He's now an actor, director, writer, and he's someone to watch. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil should still be available on Netflix. I was considering that, so I might do that. I might definitely throw that into the 31 Days of Dread, since we're kind of like at the halfway point. But I don't know. I'm all for watching this guy's career. If you just want a good horror comedy that's a little bit of a spoof, it's so funny once the kid starts talking in this movie. It's like, and there's good lines. It's just funny. That ice cream scene is awesome. When they go get ice cream, it really defines the movie, and it's just fun. I don't know. There's very little more I can say about this movie, but go check it out, and also go see Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, and know about this guy. And we're definitely going to be talking about that movie coming up, and we might talk a little bit more about this one. But I feel like I should have waited to talk about this. But I felt like it would work so well with The Omen for The Awakening. But we don't do things perfect all the time, because I feel like this movie needs to resonate in me a little bit. Like it needs to it just needs to sit, and maybe I should have taken a couple more detailed notes, or it no, look, did you know Craig? I'm just glancing at his wiki real quick. Craig is married to actress and former Yellow Ranger Sasha Williams, and together they have 2 children. So he's married to a Power Ranger. I love this guy. But look, check this movie out. It's on Netflix. Enjoy it. It's a great comedy. It's a great horror comedy. It's got good special effects, and it's funny. And the people in this movie, Evangeline Lilly's in this movie. Oh my God! There's a lot. There's even Sally Field, Clancy Brown. This movie's also stacked. It's a stacked movie, stacked performances, and I just think everyone's good in it. It's well directed, well acted. Go check it out. Tune in later. Tune in again for 31 Days of Dread. Day 16 coming up. And follow me on Instagram. It's AKAPad13. And follow me on Snapchat. Snapchat is AKAPad. you can follow Dallas if you want to follow Dallas the cat. It's Diamond Dallas Cat on Instagram, and you can keep track of things I'm doing on AKAPAD.com. All right, everyone, check this movie out. I'll talk to you. Bye.